I was stuck in traffic, but I'm here now, so let the show begin. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no-frills American Idol commentary from a singer. Let me take these things off because I can't read nothing with them on, and I'm going to be burning up with this on, but my hair, okay, no excuses, no excuses. Maybe if I was late and all that good stuff, but no problem. I am not going to make any excuses, I'm just going to do it. Just don't dock my paycheck. Tonight we had the top 10 finalists compete, and they were doing some crazy stuff tonight, something that I have not seen before. I don't think they've done this before. Have they done it before? Well, let me tell you first, and then you could tell me if they've done it before. They did music of the American Idols. That was the theme, and they could do any song that any idol performed or recorded. And Jimmy Iovine gave each contestant advice beforehand. I don't talk too much about it. I'll just mention one or two people. Tonight they introduced the judges, and then Ryan Seacrest, right? So, because they usually introduce him first, and then he introduces the judges. But I don't know what's going on backstage. But he alluded to the fact that they had started on time because somebody else wasn't there on time. We found out Nicki Minaj wasn't on time. She was stuck in traffic 7 minutes away, right? So he sat in her seat and they started this show without her. One monkey don't stop no show. You know what I'm saying? We had first up Curtis Finch Jr. He did I Believe by Fantasia. I know, right? So I felt this started out a little rocky, but as he started to get into it, he got more in sync. This wasn't his best performance for me, and will probably be compared to Fantasia. I'm not going, well, I might. And it doesn't hold a candle to Fantasia, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, come on, that's like it was a nice effort. It really was. Keith said he always picks the right songs and advised him to watch when he's coming out because he was just above the notes, or just above the pitch, you know. And sometimes it's that excitement that kind of gives you that sharp edge. Randy cautioned him to try something a little different. Mariah said she liked what he did and wanted to hear more of the same, but take chances with it. Janelle Arthur was up next. She did Gone by Montgomery. Gentry, Scotty McCreery performed this song, and she came out with a good bit of attitude and bite, right? But I found this not very interesting for whatever reason. For me, it was feel good, but it had no spark, nothing special, no wow, no anything, kind of laid there. He said he liked that she chose that song. Nikki had finally arrived and said that the song didn't wow her. Randy said the song didn't lead anywhere and he didn't love the song. And Mariah said her aura was giving a star, but wanted more out of her voice. Devin Velez was up next. He did Temporary Home by Carrie Underwood, and this song fit his voice so well to me, and I love that he made it more of a pop R&B ballad than a country song with some nice melodious melismas and inflections and a beautiful ending. Keith said it wasn't one of his better performances and he has an amazing voice and beautiful vibrato. Nikki said she felt totally opposite from Keith and she loved the song in his voice. Randy said it was way too safe and told him to go for broke every time he's on stage. Angie Miller came next with I Surrender by Celine Dion. Kelly Clarkson performed it in the top 4, and she had me transfixed during this performance, just really looking and sounding good. She seemed to have a good connection to the song and the lyrics, and her vocal was superb. She hit all the right notes too for me. Keith said she can take a song from any era and make it seem current. Nikki said she looked like $1 billion and said she personifies perfection and called her a superstar. And Mariah said simply stellar. Paul Jolley was up next. He did Amazed by Lonestar. Scotty McCreery performed this song. I love this song. I got to do it on a gig as a request, and after that I started requesting it myself. Because I really liked it so much. Now I even requested for someone else, but I'll request it because I like the way he sings it, right? So Jimmy Iovine told Paul that he constantly oversings, and he really gave him the business talking about Broadway performers and all this stuff, and so you know, it really kind of irked me, but I'm not gonna go into it too much. This sounded pretty good in his voice, and though something was a little muted about the sound, about the vocal, and I think it had more to do with the sound people than it did with Paul. So to me, the whole theatricality thing that they're talking about is just because to me it looks like he's expressive in his face and his body when he's performing, and when he's feeling the music it just naturally comes out. And so, you know, I think if that's what it is, then he should just continue to do what he does. But I could see him trying to hold back on this, and you know, it was still good and the vocal was good. Keith said he felt like he'd been listening to Jimmy and it was one of of his better performances. Nikki said it's the first time he stimulated her sexual appetite. And Randy said it was a great song choice and didn't want to go into the sexual part. Candice Glover did I Who Have Nothing, another song that I really love, and it's in Smokey Joe's Cafe, and I got to listen to it millions of times and I still love it, so you know I like the song. Originally by Benny King and Shirley Bassey, Jordan Sparks performed it in the top 6. And I wrote, I love this song so much, and she killed it. Just when I thought she was going to be too big and harsh, she pulled it back and hit on a riff to bring it down a little bit. 3 of the judges stood for her, not Mariah. Keith said she has what Shirley Bassey has in performance, a real command of the song and the stage. He called her incredible. Nikki said no one should ever perform that song ever again on Idol because she destroyed it and annihilated it, and I totally agree. Randy said it was one of the greatest performances this season. Mariah said she's mesmerized when Candice is on stage, and she said she didn't stand up because her skirt's too tight. Wear something that fits well but not too well that you can't move around, Mariah, come on. And then she took a jab at Ryan saying he knows how to work a skirt. Now, I am liking that, Mariah. See, if you could keep that kind of stuff coming, girl, that would be the move. Okay, if you're loving this commentary, please make sure to thumb it up, thumb it up. Let me know that you are enjoying it and letting others know that you're enjoying it. Maybe they want to come over and chat and discuss with us. Thank you for your thumbs. So next up we had Lazaro Arbos. He did Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson. And I like this little 50 throwback look, and he sounded good in the breathy opening section, though the music was a little overpowering. It was hard to hear him. I had to really listen to hear his voice. But for me, this was one of his best performances. He was on the melody, he seemed confident and just in the zone. Keith said the song wasn't really in his wheelhouse, while Nikki said he looked like Ricky Ricardo and said it was her least favorite from him. Randy said the pitch was all over the place and the song was too big for him. Mariah said people are falling in love with him because of his adversity. Kree Harrison did Crying by Orbison, and Carrie Underwood performed it. I admit that I really love the sound of her voice and how she uses it, but I was kind of bored in this selection tonight. And I was trying to think of why, because I do like what she did. I like her choices and everything, but I think that the song being so slow and such a downer basically came too late in the show and after some really good powerhouse performances. So personally, my ears, you know, we get to hear and we hear so much, we take in so much information, and I think after all of this great information came in, she came in with this, I was just not really feeling it. So yeah, that's just me. Tell me how you felt about this performance and if you are a Kree fan, because I think the difference is if you're a huge Kree fan, you're gonna really love this performance. If you're kind of on the edge with her, I think probably you would have been in kind of my position also. Keith said she could sing the phone book and he'd buy her record if she made one tomorrow. Nikki said it was smooth and delicious and fun. Randy said she has one of those infectious voices. Mariah said she can't help but emote and be real when she performed. Burnell Taylor was up next and he did Flying Without Wings by Ruben Studdard, and he hit some nice lower notes in this that I really liked, and I thought this was a great song choice for his voice and style. He also had a really great sound in his open vowels, and singers and people who have listened to, you know, singers talk will know what I'm talking about. When he did his ahs and these big notes that were really open, it was such a beautiful sound, such a pleasing tone. It really impressed me. I just wish he could have moved around a bit and connected with the audience. He was doing a lot of, you know, pulling it out, you know, and they were bringing them in. But I wish he could have just had a moment or two to go here, you know, come to this and to walk maybe here and then come back center. And it's just me. It just was very static and still for me. Again, one of those things where I think all of what's been going on ahead of time and then he's just stock still there doing. It just really was, it just wasn't giving me any energy that I needed to keep me really involved. Keith said he has a unique tone and a pure eccentricity. Nikki said he's well on his way and he always puts his own twist on his covers. Mariah said she loved the melodic choices he made tonight. And last up we had Amber Holcomb in the pimp spot. She did A Moment Like This by Kelly Clarkson, the original idol, and she sings so effortlessly, or so it seems. You know, she makes it look effortless. But I was worried that this started out so big and had nowhere to go, and she proved me wrong on that. I mean, the key change was on point, the motion and the vocal were right there in the pocket, and she really opened it up, and at the end she went even higher, and still just blah, just flew like it was nothing. And I feel like she has so much more that she can do, and we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg with her. 3 of the judges stood for her. Again, Mariah said her skirt was too tight so she couldn't stand up. Keith said she has an effortlessness about performing. Nikki said it was the best performance of the night, and her voice and aura reminds her of Whitney Houston's first album. Randy said she blew it out of the box tonight and called her dude several times. Mariah said pow, Mariah said hashtag pow, and said she has a natural gift, and her mom gave her a birthday present on stage because her birthday is on Sunday. Happy birthday, Amber. Tomorrow night, Bon Jovi and Philip will be performing on The Results Show. It is an hour show, thank goodness. Let's do it and get it over with, okay? This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I'm out. Peace. Make sure to check out more videos from me down in down here below. You know, there's some little highlights and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.